This conference will now be recorded.
Here you can see I have turned on both the virtual machines, and both are having GUI. Sorry, both are having server only without GUI. Mhm. On left side, I have a client, and I don't have any IP address. So here we will see how we can get an IP from the running DHCP server. So this DHCP server is turning up. And right side you can see it's a server. Left side you can see it's a client. Both are having CentOS. So yeah, okay. Okay. So currently it has the network connection, maybe bridged, I think. Yeah. So it's picking up the DHCP from my router. Now I need to give this to internal to the host. So it will create a network which will be internal to the host only. I mean, what all virtual machines are there, that all will be mapped to the host adapter, and they all will be local to their own. So what I will do here, let's see what is IP for this. This has also got 180 143. Okay, so for this also let me change CentOS 5, no, CentOS 5, I think we already changed. Yes, we have already changed. Oh, it's powered off. I should be changing it for CentOS 4. For CentOS 4, okay, this is also okay. Host adapter, CentOS server. This has bridged adapter. I need to change to host only adapter. Then press OK. Okay, yeah. Now you can see that it's picked up the IP 192.168.56.101. That was the range what we have given yesterday to pick the IP from. And this, when we will connect, we'll see the log also that it's coming. Let me see if I am able to see the, okay, we'll see here itself, -L. We'll see the MAC address also of the, as soon as, you can see that it has checked up any DHCP server is running or not, and then it has got an IP of 56.103. So we'll check the what is the MAC address just to verify that it has got the IP from the our server only. So the MAC address for this is link or ether 0800279F1F2F. We are able to see this. This is going to be the MAC address. Let's see what it's showing. That who has got the request here. You can see that here. 192
Yes, sir.
from here.
EMP0S3 to 255.255 above this.
DHCP discover from this IP we have got. You can see the left side the same IP via ENP0S3. This is the interface name, and DHCP request came where the wrong network it shows. Maybe it's trying to, maybe some other people also might be trying to do that. No, but it came from the same only. Anyways, why it's showing wrong network, I don't know, I'm not sure. But after that, it has given the IP 193 103. It has acknowledged with an IP. DHCP offered on. So this 101.101 was the previous IP of this machine. That's what it's showing. Okay, so we can see that we have got the DHCP IP of the to the local machine from the server. Server is able to assign any DHCP IP to our local machine. Anybody has any doubt here? You might be able to see several other logs as well. So there are several machines which I have created yesterday, and some of them I shut down in midway, so they stopped working. So I've removed them, and now only left with 4 and 5. And this is our server. So 5 is still turned off, 4 is running, and server is running. So if no doubt, then we'll proceed further. So we'll learn about RPM packaging, how to create an RPM package actually. So let me see where we can do. Okay, and I will be following this link. That's from Red Hat itself.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it's the same procedure while doing in Red Hat and CentOS by installation of RPM is same procedure or different, sir?
Please. Okay, repeat your question.
Sir, in CentOS and Red Hat Enterprise, sir, while installing the
Go ahead.
RPM itself, the procedure will be same or different, sir?
While installing the RPM package, you mean you wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
install the RPM package, or you wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
create the RPM package?
I want
I mean,
to install, sir. Install the RPM package.
yeah, both are same.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I've shared that file. Sorry, the link. Everybody can go to the link, and let me tell what it is about. RPM package, it's like creating a package system, or not creating a package system, creating a package which can be installed in your server or in your laptop or in your desktop, anywhere which is supporting the RPM packaging system.
Sir, screen sharing stopped.
Sorry. But anyways, I'm not going to show anything on the screen actually.
ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು 80% ಬಿ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ.
Sir, please go on mute. Thank you. Yeah. So I'll remove RPM and then RPM build directory. So it has hello -00. Oh, it's a directory. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's what. So okay, let me remove this also. So the thing here is RPM stands for Red Hat Package Manager, and it's developed by the Red Hat itself, and which can be utilized or which can be used by Fedora, CentOS, rhel, Oracle, and several others as well. who are supporting the rhel package manager. So suppose you are trying to set up something, so or you are trying to install something. In that case, you might need to put a binary. After keeping the binary at a place, you might need to set up some more thing. What should I, how should I say an example?
Sir, please maximize the screen, sir.
Mm-hmm. Is this enough? Is it enough or how it is?
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Mm. Let's say you are asked to create an FTP server. Okay. Let's say. So for that, you are required to do some things, put some file, configuration file, and do some modification. Am I correct? So all those things, you can keep, you can create the same structure wherever you wanted to keep, and you can install the particular RPM package so that whenever your system comes up, it comes up with the running FTP server. I'm just giving an example. Or let's say you can do anything, like just let's just start with the hello world itself, that I wanted to write a script and which install or which simply prints a hello world. How do I create how do I create an RPM package for that? So what it will do, simply when I will run that script, something like bin slash hello .sh. If I run something like that, it should create a sorry, it should display that hi hello world, something like that. Just a basic small thing. So how we can achieve that? By RPM packaging thing. So let's start with basics first. So RPM packaging follows something like this: name, then hyphen, it should be version number, then release, then it can have arch dot RPM. The meaning of arch here is architecture. If no arch is there, it means it's going to support both architecture, AMD 64 or Intel x86_64, or i386 means 32-bit. So whenever we install, we are going to install x86_64. So if no arch is written, it means you can install wherever you want that particular package. So this is the way a particular package is named actually. So let's see how we can create. So for creating that, we are required to install yum install -y rpm devtools rpm just 1 second. rpm lin3. Sorry, I need to change the internet connection because I have changed the connection for that to be local. Is it working? Let's see. I have already installed it actually, so it will not install. For me, it will say it's already installed. But for you, it might install with several dependencies as well. Yeah, you can see a package. Both packages are already installed. You can see here. Package RPM Dev Tools, no, it's already installed, and the latest version, package RPM Lint. RPM Lint has already installed and with the latest version, so nothing to do. So we'll proceed further. So what we are required to do is, just 1 second. So it's asking what we should do further. Either it's a Debian or it's an RPM. In both the package manager, we are required to set up a directory structure, the basic directory structure. So for that, either we can create a manually, or there is a command come for that as well. We can run, it will create for us. RPM dev -setup tree. And we can see it has created RPM build. Let me remove this RPM build again and create it for you guys again. RPM dev -setup. Here nothing is there, there is no folder named RPM build. So I'm going to run this command again. And let's see, it's created RPM build. And here I wanted to do the ls, and it shows me all this. So there is a requirement for you to go and check in each and every folder what if is there any file or not. So manually what I'll do ls build and then see anything is there or not, ls rpms anything is there or not. So similarly I will go one by one, or I will run simply one command, and that command you will ask a question that why or how you know that you need that command. So to get to know, first you need to struggle means you need to create a requirement for yourself that hey, this is a requirement that you are required to go multiple times in 100 folders and then do the ls and check what all files are there or not. And you may forget the track also, that which file you have, which folder you have checked, which folder you haven't checked. So for that there is a command called tree. In your system by default it will not be there, so you need to install it. Tree gives me the file and directory structure of that particular uh, particular directory inside from where I'm running. I'm running this tree from RPM build directory, and which gives me the directories, and it says also that I have 5 directories and 0 files. So let us understand that what is a build directory. Build directory is where all the build process will happen. Whenever we create a build, whenever we create RPM, it's going to build our binary or SH file or whatever it is, or source, whatever we can say, and it's going to build everything in this directory only. RPMs is directory where our RPM package will come after building. Sources is the source file where we keep our source file. Sources is the folder where we keep our source file. The specs is actually folder where .spec file comes. The .spec file is actually direction for creating RPM package. So in spec file only, we used to mention that this is the version, this is the name, and this spec file, this binary depends on lots of other things, and what I'm supposed to do before installation of this binary, what I'm supposed to do after installation of this binary, all those things we need to mention in spec file. SRPMs are the directory where we will have source RPM. I'll tell what is the difference in between source RPM and the normal RPM. Is there any doubt so far in this? Okay, let's proceed further. I'm going out one folder, and here I will create a hello.sh. I'm just creating a binary. There's nothing to do. It has this content. I need to make it executable. To execute it, now let me execute and see what it's printing. It's printing hello world. Okay. So what next I need to do? I need to create a tar file with this source code. I can say that hello.sh is my source code, and with this source code, I wanted to create a binary. So let's create mkdir hello and the version number -0.0.1. Let's say. Now I need to move our hello.sh to hello hyphen the version number. After moving there, I need to create the tar.gz file out of this hello. So tar hyphen create space hyphen file space hello, then tar.gz space hello. And then we need to move this tar.gz file to rpm build /sources. Now I will go to rpm build folder, and then I will run to generate a spec file. It will generate a example spec file which we can use and we cannot use. So it's like we can say that it's a boilerplate. Boilerplate means like which has been followed by everybody, and there is some set of code which needs to be get executed, and in that you can do the customization after getting that particular source code. So here for generating that, we can run the command rpm dev -new spec hello. So hello.spec created, type minimal, RPM version 4.11. So it's 4.11 is the RPM version of RPM is a version of RPM build actually. So here we can say hello.spec has came. Now we are required to move this hello.spec in spec folder. And after that, we are required to edit this.
I saw this is your it, sir. I have one doubt, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why will use
Yes,
the
yes.
tar creating a tar file, sir? Here. Why will create tar file?
Because we are trying to create from source.
But there is no multiple files, right? Here.
Yeah, no multiple files. We can simply key it a binary itself.
Yes, a tar file means the multiple files into one single file, right? Creating one
But
single file.
yes, correct. But it's a
Yeah.
generic way to do that.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
Here yeah.
keep.
Here mv command is there.
Hmm.
Here rename the file name, right? Here hello.sh2 hello-0.0.1. This is the renamed file, right?
No, not renamed file. Before that, you can see mkdir command is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Already I'm creating one
Mkdir is
file name,
creating a
right?
directory.
Here, sir,
First of all, I'm
hello.sh is
creating.
there. One file is created, right? Here hello.sh
Yes,
is there.
yes, created.
One
Yes, created.
programming file. Here
Mm-hmm.
also create. Yeah, mv command is the renamed file, right?
But I'm not
Renamed.
renaming it here. I'm
Yeah.
not
Okay.
renaming. Before mv command, what is created? What command is running there? Can you tell me?
mkdir, so creating a directory here.
Hmm.
Hello
And
hyphen
I'm
zero dot.
moving.
Okay.
Hmm. Got it?
Yeah. Okay. Fine, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm creating a directory, and after creating directory, I'm moving that particular sh file in that directory.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you a generic way to create a hello.sh. Sorry, to create a RPM file from source.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if you
Fine.
know how things works, you can simply skip this step. I can tell you what all step you can skip actually. You can skip mkdir, you can skip mv, you can skip tar. Yes, you can skip this step also, but you cannot skip creating of this boilerplate. This spec file and the directory structure.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can ask me one more question, sir. That why we use that command for creating the directory structure. So it's simple and provide us a solution. If you want, you can create on your own itself. That's not a problem. But make sure name should be the correct. Build should be in
Yeah.
caps.
Okay, sir.
RPM, source, specs, SRPMs. These are all the basic folder which is required to be present in before creating the RPM file. Got it? And after that,
Yes, sir.
we need to keep our
Yeah.
binary where we wanted to keep the binary. And after keeping the binary, we need to keep the spec file also.
Okay.
Okay. The same, I will
Yeah.
not say
Okay, sir.
exactly the same. I will not say exactly the same, but yes, a similar process we follow in Debian as well. Debian is like creating a package on for Ubuntu. For that, we have several Debian dependencies, Debian folders, different structure, and Debian we will have. Okay, so we'll proceed further. I have moved the hello.spec to spec folder.
Yes.
So I don't have anything here. Now I will run the command tree. You can see that I have sources hello.tar.gz and spec I have hello.spec. I have 5 directories and 2 files. So now we'll go to hello.spec. We are required to fill lots of information here. Name hello. Version we can mention anything, whatever we want. So we have mentioned 0.0.1. So let that be here. Summary, simple hello world file, and we can mention the build arch as well. No architecture, license, GPL. What license you wanted to give, it's up to you. You can mention that license. Sources is, what is the name? Then hyphen, what is the version? These are all variable. Percentage, then brackets, its name. So these are all variable. So from the above, it's going to be get picked. Here it is going to come hello. Then hyphen, whatever is the version number. So this is a generic way to write this thing. If you want, you can hard code also, but that should be correct, hard coding. And requires and build requires. Build requires means what we required to build a package, and requires means what we require to install the package. So while installing the package, we need bash at least in the computer. Actually, that's going to be always present in any of the computer, but still we can mention that bash is there or not. I mean, we want some package to exist in the system. That's what we call it as a dependency. So here, if you mention like 10 number of packages in the requires, it means if you install this package, if you install this hello package, hello.rpm package, all these requires packages are supposed to be there in the system before you install this hello. If these packages are not there, this hello will not install. So that's what we call it as a dependency. And requires, we have mentioned bash. I mean, you can leave it as a blank also, that's not a problem. But what is it use? I have told. And description, you can say demo package for testing. RPM build, you can say that. In prep, setup-q. Setup-q is a command which used by the RPM package to build the setup. And build, we don't want to build. Here what it is doing is build, configure, make. It means sometime in near future, you will download the source file from JIT of any package. So how that particular, how all the Linux thing works with the source code. Suppose if you want to compile it, what you need to do, you need to run a configure script. In most of the package, it is there. Either it is run in background, you didn't know that it's got to run, or you might require to run that particular script. We can call it as a configure script. And after that, you need to run a make command to compile that particular source code. So somebody was asking, Shiva Reddy, you were asking, correct, that why we have given this in one file, or somebody else?
Yes,
Who
sir.
was
We are
asking?
sure it. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
We are sure it, sir.
So, yeah. So suppose, suppose if I have 1,000 number of files, okay, in our source file, and there they are running a script called /configure and then make file to compile with the mentioned flags. And we are going to keep those two things into the star.gz file. So what will happen? We just need to give the tar.gz file, and rest of the thing will be taken care by this person itself. So keeping things in tar.gz file, it's a generic way. If you want, you can keep. If you don't want, you cannot keep. Okay, so most of the time you'll hit that if you're downloading any source code, you are required to um, do /configure. You need to run that command, and then after that, you are required to run a make file to get the binary, and sometimes make install also to install that binary. You can see that it's here, the install part below. So we'll see what we are going to do for us. For us, we don't require this build thing because we don't need actually. We don't want to build a source code. We have already one sh file which we wanted to execute. That's all. So I'll delete these three, and let's see here. Build root I wanted to delete. Here what it is going to do, it's going to create a directory. First of all, it's going to remove whatever is already there into the rpm build root, and it's going to create a directory. This underscore bin dir is the name of the binary directory. So, or the location of the, sorry, not the name, the location of the binary directory /bin/. At some places your binary directory may be at some other place, but in most of the Linux it's at /bin only. So it's a variable which or macro which has been used by the rpm package to pick the binary file locations where actually we are required to keep the binary files. Whatever this hello.spec, hello.sh we are going to create, ultimately we need to keep this in our binary folder. That's /bin/ because it's a binary file and we wanted to run it. So that is done, and after that we need to copy that file. Whatever the sh file we have, and make install we are not going to run because we don't have anything called make file. So make install is not required. And clean is required because whenever we remove the particular binary, it is supposed to clean the directory. In files, we don't have that particular what I can say. In place of binary, we have only our .sh file, hello.sh. So where we wanted to keep, in /bin. So that directory will give it here underscore bin dir /% and the name .sh. Here everything looks like why it's named as hello, then even though why I'm writing all this name and all. So you'll get used to of it when you create the things on your own. And not only one time, you are required to create multiple times so that you can get to know what it has been used and what is the purpose of it. changelog, it's like you can mention anything so that another person can get to know that it has this spec file has been changed and what is the date. So for that, you can mention today's date, like Tuesday, June 7th, 2022. Testing as a user. You might need to type the email also, testing @smartbrains.com, and you need to write also what changes you have done. So it's initial and first set of testing package. That is done. SH file is created. Now we can close it up. After that, we need to look for errors, whether that particular spec file, whatever we have written, does it have any error or not. If you don't want to check, no problem, you can skip it, and you can directly build a RPM file. You can directly try to build an RPM file. RPM build, for that RPM build is a command -b space s. Sorry, -b s. S is for it will generate a source RPM, and -b is for generating a binary or build source. So for this, we need to give the argument, let's say from home RPM build, and then spec, then hello.spec. Version, no such file or directory. We missed something, it seems. hello.0.0.1. Let me see what a spec file says. .0.0.1 .zz. Okay, file root RPM build source file, no such file or directory. pwd root RPM build, okay. Unless it has to be sources only. Okay, I missed percentage, I think. Percent version. Yeah, here it is. Here I have given the version. Version, it's taking as a literal string. And I need to give this as a variable. So for making it a variable, so that it picks 001 from the top, it has to pick the 001 from the top. I should be giving percentage. So that's what the mistake is. Let's see. Okay. It has done something. If you want, you can run all this command manually. It will work for you. And but still we hit with some error. Can't create regular file, root, user, bin, no such file or directory. So it seems like in CP we might have done some mistake, I think, in writing the spec file of for the CP. You can say that Here cp hello world, and it's trying to do, and it throws error that cannot create a regular file, no such file or directory. So we'll see what wrong we have done there, and we'll fix it. We'll come back again and we'll rerun it. cp name.sh $rpm build root / percentage bin dir. It seems to be the correct. Okay, it seems to be the correct. Let me see what is the directory structure it's having. ls build root. You can see everything is happening in build root. The purpose of build root, I have told that it's going to build all the, it's going to do all the things and build our rpm file here, and after building it's going to keep the rpm file in rpms folder. So currently it's working here. So I'm going to see what is the directory structure here. Slash rpm build. No, rpm build, we are into that. Build root hello. We don't have here anything interesting. Hmm. 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 Here we can see that it's not getting the directory created, and that's where we are asking to copy, but that itself is not available because the variable was wrong. We'll create once again. Again it has an issue. Yeah, we have that folder. After that we don't have user bin. So this is not executed. BINDIR binary directory, it's not creating. Okay, we'll debug that. Why it's not creating? Let me evaluate what is the binary dir. Percentage slash user slash bin. So here also, okay, I have used the wrong brackets. That's why it's not evaluating actually. I have to use the curly brackets. Let me rerun again. File not found. Great. So it has done all its processing, and file not found hello.sh. Actually, it should not be here. It should be in user bin hello.sh. So for that, I need to give the location in spec file once again in CP. That's copied. Yeah, again the wrong. Yep, we have got our RPM file. You can see that hello hyphen 0.0.1 dot 1 el is the release version and dot noarch dot rpm. Noarch is what architecture we wanted. So since there are multiple mistakes, you might have learned also that how to debug that particular spec file if you are hitting with an error. How to look at the particular line, what it's doing, where it's throwing error, and how to debug that. And let's install it and see whether it's working or not. I'll see user bin, sorry, hello, we don't have anything, okay? So now I will install rpm-ivh space, that particular package name, hello, sorry, rpms, noarch, hello, it's installed. Now let's see, we have kept our binary, whether the binary is there or not. Hello.sh, we can see that it's here. And I will install it. For hyphen R, no hyphen E then, it must be.
Sir, -evh is used to erase the uninstall the package.
Yes, but I need to give the package name only. Hello. I was giving the complete name. You can see that it has removed the binary which we have written. It has got removed. Hyphen E is also a command to erase. You can use hyphen EVH as well. Not a problem. So I'll once again install, and we'll see that the binary is there. We've installed it. Let's see. We have got the binary. Now we can execute that. We have run hello.sh and it became a command, and we can see that hello world it's printing. So this is a simple example of building a binary file. Sorry, building an RPM file with this particular binary. There are several things you can do. Like you can update your cron job also with this particular RPM. You can set up so many things, whatever you want. I mean, by running this command, you can execute one particular script, or you can place that particular script at a particular place, which can be get executed when the system comes up. So you can do whatever you want by installing this RPM package. Anybody has any doubt so far in this?
Good morning, sir. This is Upan.
Yes, Upanji, tell me.
Sir, RPM file creating and downloading from source is both are equal. These two are different, sir. sometimes we download the Apache or Tomcat or Injector, download it from source and we change the custom path and we change the custom location. This is also comes under RPM package creating, or this is different, that is different, sir.
The requirement for RPM package creating is for you to get to know that how a RPM package has been created. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
How the RPM package has been created. Ultimately, for everything, you need to go and fetch a package from online only, because you are not going to create any package for Apache. You are not going to create any package for anything. But in case in near future, suppose somebody asks you, hey, I want this binary to get installed everywhere. Just create an RPM package, and we'll give this RPM package, and to other people, they will go and install it. So that's what the use of it. Then you know that you know how to create a binary RPM package. You can create an RPM package, and then you can give that particular RPM package with your custom binaries and all, and then it can be get installed. That's the use of it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Anybody has any doubt? Okay. No doubt. Fine. So we'll see how public key and private key works. I mean, the encryption methods and the login and the things, how it works. For that also, I will paste one link. I don't have a link for that. I need to check the link. Okay, let's see. Just give me a second. I'll check a good tutorial, and then probably I can give you now. Anybody of you have heard about public key encryption, private key, public key? What are all those? No?
So those are used for to access database.
Hmm. We can use to access several things, not only about database. We'll see how we are going to access a system without a password itself. Okay. So similarly, we can use that for so many things. Somebody has mentioned that we can use for SSH as well. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning a second ago. Okay. I have got a tutorial for that. Everybody can go through it. Let me paste. Why I used to give tutorials? Anybody can tell me? The purpose of giving a link tutorial is, first thing, you can go to that tutorial, you can understand what it's written. and I want you to get used to of it, because in near future you are going to do the same thing. It's not whatever I'm teaching or whatever I'm giving the knowledge, it's ends there. Everything ends there. No, it's not like that. There are a lot more things. You need to Google it. You need to learn how to use it and how to implement it. That was the first thing. Second thing, it becomes easy for me. You are also scrolling the same page. I'm also scrolling the same page. I can make you understand how things works. I can explain in a better way. And another thing is, you will not have a feeling, you will not have a impression that I'm creating all the content on my own and then giving to you guys, so that you will be dependent on me, that whatever content I provide, you are going to use the same. No, it's not like that. I don't want to provide any content from me. If it's required, I can create a content, I can give it to you. But I want to give open source contents only, so that you can also get to know how to look at the open source contents and how to read, how to grab the knowledge out of it. Okay, so we'll go ahead with this. And PKI, it's called public infrastructure, and that uses a pair of key to achieve some level of security. So public key and private key, those are the two key names which it uses. So what happens is, we generate a public key and private key locally by using the command. We'll do that now also in a couple of minutes. So when we create a public key and private key, what is the meaning of it? Private key is private to me, and it should be private. It should not be shared. Public key is a key generated, which we can use it publicly for some lots of purposes, I can say. So whenever negotiation happens from my private key to that public key, it talks and it authorized my system that uh, anybody can go down to the image. Yeah, we have an image. The process of obtaining digital certificate by person, public entity is depicted in the following illustration. Can go to the image. Hello? Am I audible? Yep, I think yes. No, it's okay.
Yes, sir. Now fine, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I was saying is we can go to the diagram in the link whichever I shared you. This is actually telling about how we can obtain a digital certificate. So you open a website, any website. After opening any website, you might have seen that sometimes that website complains that this server is not secure, please don't go, or something like that. Come out of it. And you still click on advanced option and proceed with this error. And you go to the website ultimately. And you will be able to see that in left side HTTPS, wherever it says cross connection. I'm just trying to search a website which has expired certificate. Let's see if I'm able to get that. Yeah. So let me share this screen. Sometimes you might have seen like this. That's visible, correct? So in this, you will see that this is not secure. HTTPS, it will show something like cross, double cross maybe. So here you can go and you can see that certificate is not valid. The meaning of this is when it tries to read the certificate, the Chrome application tries to read the certificate, it doesn't have a valid certificate of this website. So what is the meaning of this? Please go back to the image. Okay, let's be back on the image here itself. Yeah, so be back on the image. Here, what I might have done is, I have created this public key and private key. After that, through the client, this is my virtual machine. I have created these two things. And I have sent my public key to a certificate signing request. Through certificate signing request, I have sent my public key to certificate authority, to CA. So what CA will do, it will put or it will sign my public key with his identity. When it will issue a certificate to me, I'll keep that certificate in my website so that whenever anybody reads, it has to load with a valid certificate. So now what the problem we are facing here with that particular website? Everybody knows that how we can bring up the Apache system or HTTPD here. So while building up, we need to mention at some place that I need to make my website enabled as HTTPS, not on HTTP. So I'll tell you what is the difference in between HTTP and HTTPS. So whatever certificate we are getting from the CA authority, we'll keep this in this client or in this virtual machine along with our website, and we change the settings in the website so that this authorized certificate, it has to be get loaded whenever anybody is trying to access this website. So what will happen is through the browser, whatever we were trying to access, suppose we have another machine. This is another user. And this user is trying to access this website, which is running on client through a Chrome user. So Chrome user will have CA certificates, which provides the CAs, or probably I can say the authority people signatures. Let's say Norton, let's say No Sign, or there are several people who are all the authorized or certificate authority in all over the world. They gave their identity to put in all the web browsers. So Norton has given that, hey, if you found anything with our signature, which is valid, so please validate that as a valid certificate. So the CA certificate, CA authority has given such certificates to this Chrome application. And whenever we try to open this Chrome and we try to access this website, which is running on client, it checks that this website, whatever running on the client, it is valid, or it is valid with any of the CA which has been came from the authorized CA. If it's authorized, if it's already present in the Chrome, then it say it's valid. If it's not present, it will say it's invalid, even though it's HTTPS, but it will say it's not valid. So this is one way of understanding, I can say, that where the public key and signing are coming in place. And another use, I will tell you how locally we can use that public key and private key to secure our systems. This is for securing a website. Okay. Let me tell you what is the difference, why we are not accessing our website with port 80, with HTTP. Why we want HTTPS? HTTPS means SSL encryption, it's enabled when we talk about HTTPS. And HTTP works on port 80, HTTP works on port 443. So what SSL encryption does is, whatever key we have provided to that particular website, if you're accessing the data from that particular server, suppose this user is trying to access data from this client, all the data from this client will be encrypted with whatever the key, with whatever the signed key it has got. It will be encrypted and then it will be sent back to the user, whatever the data. So in between, if any person is coming also, he will not be able to identify that what data is flowing through. And if we are accessing with HTTP only this website, not with HTTPS, in that case, whatever data flows from client to the user, here client, I have just named a client, but actually here it's running a web server. So whatever the data flows from the server to the user, if I'm using HTTP service only, in that case, it goes as a plain text. So whatever data one person is trying to access, it will be open to anybody. anybody can come, anybody can with Wireshark or any other tools, they can interpret the data, whatever it's throwing, whatever it's floating from that particular user to the server. So to secure that, it's always advisable to go ahead with the HTTPS services. So that is one example in terms of HTTP. There are several other ways also you can secure, but when you will be at that level, at that time, that knowledge was required actually, like how you can secure your boot with your public key and private key. There are several other ways as well. And let me show how we can secure our, or how we can securely log in any of the server with by using our public key or private key. For this also, I will paste a link. So where is my server? This is a CentOS server. Okay, let me share the screen. CentOS server, yes. So we are into server right now, and in server, I'm going to generate SSH-keygen enter file in which to save the key, where I wanted to save the key. So I just wanted to save the keys in .ssh folder /id_rsa. And is there any passphrase I wanted to give to encrypt or decrypt that particular, sorry, to decrypt that particular RSA key? I will simply press enter because I don't want to give. If you want to use the passphrase XYZ, you can use anything you can use. I don't want, so that's why I'm pressing enter. Same passphrase again. Yes, press enter. So it has given me randomly generated SH key. So which is saved here. ID_RSA. This .pub file is a public key, and which doesn't have the .pub, it's private key. This is a private key, and that above is a public key. It will be get whatever data will be get encrypted. It will be get encrypted with this, means with this numbers and all. So what is the next step for us? So what I'm trying to achieve here is I wanted to achieve a passwordless login or I can say that logging through the keys from one server to another server. So I will cat this public key, or I will copy this simply public key to our another server, sorry, to another client, wherever I wanted to whom I wanted to access. I have a client here, CentOS 4, let's say. CentOS 4 is having an IP of 192.168.56.103. Okay, I'm able to ping. So SSH I'm able to do or not, let me check. 192.168.56.103. Let's ask for the password. To root password I know. Okay, yeah, I'm able to access it. But I wanted to access it using public key and private key, not using this password. So what I will do is I'll save my server's public key onto the client machine. SCP I will do /root/.ssh id_rsa.pub, and then I'll copy 192.168.56.103. So it got copied. Now I'm going to another machine now. This is a client machine. You can see the client, and in this client I will have this. No, it's not here. Okay, it's in the root. We have id_rsa. So it should have already installed. Okay. I'm able to do the SSH. So it means it's accessible. Okay, fine. I'm going into the root, and then I'm going to create the .ssh folder. And in that .ssh folder, I'm going to create a file authorized keys, I believe. No, I need to check the name. What is the folder name? Wait, give me a second. Let me think. What could be? Okay, I think they have created, rather than doing it manually, they have created what to say? They have created a command itself which tells me, or which does all the things. SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID root at the rate 192.168.56.103. This is what I was about to do manually, but it's doing all the things automatically. It's asking for the password. I've given the password. Now let me go ahead and check whether it has created any folder or not, or anything in the client. Yeah, you can say authorized underscore key. And when I say, it will tell the same public key which I have generated in my server. You can say this key and the above key both seems to be the same. Both will be the same. Okay. So what I wanted to do next is, since my key, my server keys has already been added to the client's authorized list, I will just try SSH that IP root at the rate and that IP 192.168.56.103. It gave me the login without anything. It didn't ask the password, and I am into. Unless I can show you. SCU client, you can see who am I? It's client. So this is the exercise for a passwordless login, or how you can secure your system using public key and private key. You can provide only public key to the people who wanted to, or you can get their public key and add it in your authorized host if you want another people to access your system with public key and private key, if you don't want to share the password in that case. I think we're done. We are doing the recording.